what this is showing us is the pituitary gland. The smaller part, which is it? Posterior lobe. And here's the hypophyseal nerve. And then you have a blood vessel kind of in there going to the anterior lobe. You can see it's about 1/4 of the size. The posterior lobe. Anterior is larger. And so it's the adenohypophysis and the neurohypophysis. Over here, we have the thyroid gland. This is the anterior. These are the individual lobes, right and left. And then what you have in the middle, connecting them, is called the isthmus. Isthmus. Here we have the posterior of the thyroid, and these little white things are the parathyroid glands. And they release parathyroid hormone, or PTH. PTH is responsible for breaking down bone. And thus, if you break down bone, what's going to happen to the calcium level?
Increase.
It's going to go up. They were discovered quite by accident. They did thyroidectomies, took out the thyroid, and they found out that the calcium levels couldn't be controlled. And for what activity is calcium very important in the human?
Muscle contraction.
Muscle contraction. The individuals without the parathyroids could not sustain a muscle contraction, so that had jerking actions. Okay, and they're on the posterior, several little nodules. Okay, over here we have the pancreas. And what this diagram, or what this model here is showing us, are the individual alpha and beta and delta cells. I don't hold you responsible for that distinction. Although I do expect you to know that beta cells produce insulin, alpha cells produce glucagon. Okay, and to know what those hormones do. Over here we have the adrenal gland sitting on top of the kidney. The inside is the adrenal medulla, producing epinephrine. About 95% of what it produces is epinephrine. About 5% of what it produces is norepinephrine. And they work very similarly, except the norepinephrine is the transmitter substance for the sympathetic postganglionic neurons. So we have epinephrine and a little bit of norepinephrine. Epinephrine is a precursor to norepinephrine is a precursor, chemical precursor to epinephrine. There's a slight molecular difference. The outside is the adrenal cortex. And as I indicated, I want you to know the three regions and what group of hormones they produce. Then we move down here. We get to the gonads. Gonads are the organs that are responsible for producing the sex cells. So here we have the testes, located in the scrotal sac, and these little lobes here, I guess, way to describe them, are the seminiferous tubules, and then you have the epididymis, and the epididymis has a head, body, and tail. And here we have the spermatic cord. Oh, for the pancreas, even though I don't want you to know the individual cell types, well, I want you to know them but not point them out. You have the head, body, and tail for the pancreas as well. And then let's jump over here. This is an ovary. This is kind of small. We have some bigger models of the ovary, which I'll be bringing out on Monday. And it's showing the follicles in their various stages of development. Right now, you just know it as an ovary.
Do we need to know specifics on the ovary when you bring out the larger
When I bring
models?
out the other models.